Well, hello everyone. How about these beautiful garden green beans just cooking away on the stovetop, all seasoned up? Here is my pan that I am warming this oil. I'm getting ready to fry up some cubed steak. So here's a look at the steak. I've got it seasoned with salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then flour just sprinkled on top. I'm going to use my fork and press the flour down in really well. And I'm going to fry these up. I'll be making some Swiss steak today. I use a few different recipes for Swiss steak. You can see it's frying up here. I've added some onion slices in there. But for this recipe today, I'm going to be using a tomato-based Swiss steak. So here's some of our garden tomatoes. We've had an abundance of those. I'm actually going to be using a canned tomato today, but I wanted to just go ahead and show you those beautiful garden tomatoes. So here's the steak. It's all fried up. And I'm going to transfer it to this disposable pan. I'm actually delivering a lot of food today to a church family. I'll tell you more about that later on in the video. So here's my products I'm getting ready to use. My can of tomatoes. And you saw all the seasonings there. So I'm going to use about a half a can, layer it into the bottom of this pan. And then I'm going to use all those seasonings that I showed you and kind of flavor up this base layer of tomatoes. Alright, now it's time to start adding in the beautiful cube steak that has been fried up in the pan. It's all nice and tender. That's the great thing about cubed steak. If you fry it on your pan pretty low and slow, it will just be a really nice tender piece of meat. So I'm layering this all in. And now to the top of that, I'll use the remaining tomatoes. So I've just sprinkled those on top. I'm just going to put foil on the top of this and bake this in the oven for another, say, 15 to 20 minutes to just get everything warmed through. Okay, this mountain of zucchini came from one zucchini, you guys. I think I have about 10 cups here. I'm just guesstimating. The zucchini was, not kidding, like 18 inches long and like as round as a piece of bologna. I don't know what to say. It was huge, so I worked up some muscle shredding this morning. I'm getting ready to make 2 zucchini cakes. I got my workstation all kind of everywhere. This has been a morning of extreme cooking. So in here I've got my oil, just now starting on my eggs. Got my sugar in there, my little cup. Here is the recipe that I'm following. I will link it below. Here's my little eggs. So yeah, I am working on getting together 2 zucchini cakes, and I'll show you those at one point or another. I'm not filming the entire process today, but I'm going to give you snippets of this extreme cooking day, and the recipes, of course, all below. Okay, you guys, this is the 3rd zucchini cake I have made today. This one's actually called old-fashioned zucchini cake. I made a double batch the first time, and those are in the oven, and I was just kind of keeping an eye on those. And first time to use this recipe, well, the batter, I took a little sneak taste and it tasted so good, and they are looking so pretty in the oven. I'll show you. Look at those zucchini cakes. Oh my word. So I decided, since I had fresh grated zucchini and I still have some left from that huge one, I was just going to go ahead and throw together one more cake. The other 2 are being delivered to a friend who is battling cancer right now. I'm cooking a huge meal to take there, and then this one will stay here for us because I'm having a feeling this is going to be a winner. So I just wanted to show you. Alright, zucchini cakes are out of the oven. These are looking delicious. My house smells so good right now. Here is my 3rd zucchini cake out of the oven. here is the pan of beautiful Swiss steak. I have my green beans and new red potatoes packaged up and labeled. I have Yukon Gold potatoes peeled. I've got these on and they will be getting ready to boil. I did the sirloin roast in my crock pot last night. I'm getting ready to shred that and cook up a big package of noodles for beef and noodles. I've got my cheesy zucchini casserole out of the oven. It's super dark here right now. It's noontime, but it's dark like 8 p.m. and the wind's picking up. We're getting ready to have a storm. Okay guys, I'm making homemade caramel icing for the first time. So I have my butter, my brown sugar, and then I'm going to add my milk and powdered sugar. I think that's it, maybe vanilla. I'm going to have to look at my recipe, but I don't know. Fingers crossed that this turns out homemade caramel icing. Okay, here's what it looks like at the boil vigorously stage. Okay, here's what it's looking like now. It says to add half of the powdered sugar, stir it, let it sit for a little bit, like a few minutes, and then add the rest in the vanilla. And so I've let it sit for probably about 3 minutes. The color is getting so pretty, and now I'm going to add in the rest of the powdered sugar. Oh yeah, it's getting thick. It says if it's too thick, add a little milk or heavy cream. I did make this with heavy cream, by the way. Or if it's a little too thin, add more powdered sugar. So this is looking pretty good, and I'm gonna let it sit for probably 20 minutes or so and just kind of see what the consistency is before I ice the zucchini cake. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's a little bit of a different one, but I wanted to give you a look at some of the meal that I was making on this extreme cooking day. I did not get a picture of everything. I did not get a picture of the zucchini cake, but this caramel icing was delicious, and I've made this cake several times since then. I also did not get a picture of the beef and noodles, but this was such a blessing for me to be able to cook up this meal for a large family and extended family, to take into them during a time where food is the last thing on their mind. So they were able to just enjoy this meal. Our garden goodness was able to bless someone besides us, and that is what it's all about. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you haven't, subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you around here. Thanks for watching.